Hello. It seems odd at first, but if you are late filing taxes, CRA, the Canada Revenue Agency, really does not want to have to deal with you. They don't want to deal with you. This is an advantage you can use right away. I'll tell you more in a minute. I will also discuss with you our essential free guide about back taxes that explains why filing late taxes is usually not a worst case scenario. I'll give you insights into CRA's attitude regarding tax filing compliance. You will hear a few examples of the tax payment plans that CRA works out, voluntary disclosure considerations, and lots of tips regarding this issue which you may not have thought about. I'm Ken Legacy, co-founder and tax specialist, and this is Tax Watch Canada. Rarely is there a worst case outcome. Late tax filing scenarios are always manageable. For example, there are always opportunities to minimize tax liability while preparing the tax returns required. At times, some of the older years do not have to be filed, and there are specific tax programs such as voluntary disclosure and taxpayer interest relief that make a big difference if used correctly. CRA's attitude towards non-filers is they are tax evaders. They do not know your tax situation, so they can only speculate. At the same time, CRA expects taxpayers to legitimately attempt to reduce their tax liability according to the tax laws. So, why disappoint them? The ideal outcome is to file the late tax returns as soon as possible, but also to spend the time and effort to reduce the tax liability legitimately for each tax year. As mentioned, CRA's attitude is they really don't want to have to deal with you. They would prefer that you just file the tax returns, possibly through the voluntary disclosure program, and deal with the tax debt payments separately. They really don't want the drama of having to find you, force you to file, and all the complications that go along with that. Your choices matter, and you can influence CRA's choices regarding how they treat you. Your timing and communication with CRA is critical. The reasons to file and incentives to save tax and the crazy penalties, not to mention the interest thereon, are all explained in our free guide. Let's talk about voluntary disclosure, sometimes referred to as tax amnesty, a special CRA program that, if you qualify, will eliminate the onerous and unpalatable, insufferable late filing penalties on the tax that you owe, and possibly an interest reduction. Discover what you have to do to qualify for this prize, assuming you have not heard from the CRA yet. Make this voluntary disclosure application the biggest checkmark on your to-do list. It makes late filing survivable. That's a check. This is not a do-it-yourself project, unfortunately. You require specialized tools, specialized people, because the problem is, although the routine is fairly typical, it can go off the rail and you won't qualify very easily. Let's talk about back taxes. One of my late filing clients got sideswiped by the fact that he did owe taxes. We all know back taxes means the Canada Revenue Agency Collections gets involved. He asked me if late taxes meant that the Canada Revenue Agency would seize his home. My answer, probably not, unless it's a jeopardy collection. The sideswipe. Mortgage came up for renewal. Bank did a routine title search. CRA had placed a lien on the property. Mortgage not renewed. Eventually, the bank had to foreclose on the house. CRA got paid off. Small consolation, I guess. Tax Watch Canada has found, through its many interventions for taxpayers with CRA, is that most tax situations are quite manageable, and that the effort performed to reduce the tax liability is much preferable than having CRA take control. We encourage you to visit our website and access our free essential guide for late tax filers. This is Tax Watch Canada.